I am Nova Gay.
I know Noah.
I'm Alex Lutton. What?
Nick.
Oh, our project is called An Electric Change A-Side.
The acoustic guitar, one of the greatest innovations of modern music history, saw its beginnings as early as 3500 BC. Of course, at the time, it resembled that more of a lute, and wouldn't be until the 1600s that the modern guitar would truly take shape, seeing itself through the Baroque, Romantic, classical, and modern eras of music. Though this well-established instrument couldn't keep up, it failed to be heard over other bands or other instruments within the band. Though it wouldn't be left in the dust, it adapted, creating an unforgettable legacy. 1890, George Breed, a young U.S. Navy officer, just finished the very first recorded design of an electric string instrument.
Wait till they see what I created.
Unfortunately, his design would have many flaws. Some said that it was cumbersome, that it had too big of a battery and stuff like that. 1931, George Beauchamp and John Dapier are the very first to utilize a pickup within an electric string instrument known as a frying pan. A pickup is a device that sits embedded within the instrument. It's almost like the heart of an electric guitar. It converts the vibrations from the string, converting it into electricity and amplifying that sound through a speaker.
It's got that warm sound. It's got that warm tone and loud sound I've been searching for. Bow down.
Many more challenges would arise as the frying pan would be very sensitive to temperature change and would go out of tune due to the hot lights of a performance stage.
Bow.
1936, Orville Gibson, one of the leading manufacturers of guitars, creates the ES-150 electric Spanish guitar, semi-hollow body. 1939, LePaul created the Log, the very first, one of its kind, solid body guitar. And when pitched to Gibson, he says, nope. He says it's too ugly, and he describes it as a broomstick with pickups. 1950, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Leo Fender, utilizes a solid body guitar concept and creates the most popular and most commercially successful solid body guitar, known as the Fender Esquire.
18 years later, it is now the 60s. The most popular genre is now rock. Electric guitar has become one of those prominent attributes to a band, almost like another method. There's no other band that used the electric guitar quite as influential as the Beatles, who are at an all-time high. They are now visiting India.
Hey, Paul, something's been on my mind lately.
Yeah? What's up, Joel?
Well, don't you think we've been silent for too long? Like, we can't just waffle anymore.
What do you mean?
Well, our former manager, Brian, had kept us silent on a lot of issues. We couldn't express how we felt about anything political. But, like, the things we needed to talk about. But now, don't you think it's our duty, now that it's gone, to say something?
Yeah, I guess you're right. We haven't been that vocal, have we? What do you have in mind? I guess we have some strong opinions about the Vietnam War.
Yes, exactly. Listen, times have gone, opportunities have passed, and we just let them. Now, it's just that I need to get my feelings out, a piece of my mind on these revolutions that are happening right now. I just need to let the people know that everything will be all right.
This is a new type of song for the Beatles. Over the next few months, John Lennon would write and write. He wanted to express that the anti-Vietnam War revolutions were getting out of hand. Too much violence, too much hate. There needs to be a change, but not like this.
Hey, Paul, I think you may have gotten it. Check this out. What do you think of that, Paul?
I like that. Before they knew it, the Revolution 1 had been written, the Beatles' very first political song, calling for a change of peace.
Now, let's get to the 80s. New decade, new genre. Metal is the new big thing. Iron Maiden, a prominent figure within the new wave British heavy metal scene, produces songs that pack a punch. Soaring riffs, faster playing styles, a lot more distortion. Crank up the volume because we like it loud. Now, they reside in a hotel.
Audrey, is that you?
Oh yeah, Bruce, come on in. I'm just working on some riffs and stuff, you know, just messing around. Don't know if much will come of it though.
Well, I wouldn't call that nothing. That stuff sounds pretty darn good. Well, if I throw some ideas at you?
Alright, what you got?
Well, I've been thinking. Things are... You know what? Screw it. We're doomed, man. Things are all messed up, and what's there to do about it? So is this my idea. Atomic weapons. They're unpredictable and can be sent off any second. Might just be me, but it's just too dangerous for all of us. See, look, I already got some lyrics.
Boy, these aren't bad. And for the next 20 minutes, Bruce and Adrian would have come up with a song that describes their concerns about war and its effect on a fragile species, the human race. They would talk about its cost, imbalance of power, the horrors, and worst of all, the fact that it could happen at any moment. Alright, but what should we call it?
I was thinking 2 minutes to midnight, you know, like the doomsday clock from the 50s. I don't know, just feels right. It's now the 2000s, and things couldn't be worse. 9/11 has just occurred, and the country doesn't know what to make of itself. In this time of sorrow and pain, there are few who notice the injustice taking place. Many of them chose to express this through music. Punk rock has become the new hot thing among many consumers. It's more direct and not afraid to call it the faults within the system. It's more wild and angry. Most notably, leading the charge, Green Day.
Dang it, Mike, this whole country is falling. All of it, crashing and burning. There's so much crap happening right now, it's so stupid.
You're right, Billy. America's at a new low and everyone can see it.
I'm sick and tired of what this place has become. This country has shut down and has established its norm of being misled, confused, heck, even brainwashed. I'm not gonna stand for it, are you?
I'm not gonna stand for it. I'm pissed off, angry, and I don't feel represented.
Everything out there is trying to tell us otherwise, but not us. We see through it. All that media, all those advertisements don't mean crap to us. What the heck do countries overseas think about us in a time like this? These people need to get something done, and we're gonna motivate them. We need to wake the people up.
As you can see, the creation of the electric guitar has allowed many voices to use their rights to stand for a change. Music has always been about writing and expressing how you feel, to convey that to an audience. The electric guitar has been prominent in each of these, not only changing with the times, but always working as a tool to amplify one's voice.
We can both confidently say that without the electric guitar, none of these genres would exist, and with that, a lot of misrepresented and unheard voices. In such a chaotic life, many have realized their responsibility to stand up and make this world a better place through music. Through this extraordinary instrument, and those that have utilized it, they have changed society as we know it. Thank you.
Well done.
That was so much fun. I think you all being inspired to talk about the electric guitar is very clear, and we don't need to ask a question about that maybe as much as these different moments in history you chose to highlight. How did you pick those, and why did you highlight the 60s, the 80s, and the 2000s?
All right, yeah, so it was this whole process. You see, one of the surprising facts about it, this whole project, was that the electric guitar was kind of started really early. So if you think about it, it's just been used in so many moments in history, but it wasn't until 1950 that it would truly start to be mass produced and given to other people to actually use it within their music. So we wanted to start right there, right when it started getting released to the public, and that's when it started being used in history. And from that moment forward, we thought about the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s and stuff. we were thinking of doing I don't know, 5 or so, but then we were no, there's no way to fit it in this. So we thought of the 60s, 20 years later, the 80s, 20 years later, 2000. We get a really good range with that, with the 60s, the 80s, and 2000. So that's what we thought we were going with that.
We actually looked at a lot of different songs, and just chose which ones we thought best would fit our presentation.
Tell us about your research process, and especially how you were researching and understanding this historical context in which you highlighted all of these different songs in your topic.
So first we started by just like looking at the general history of the electric guitar and chose like what we thought were the most important moments and showed you on the guitars. And then we just kind of researched around like when the songs that we chose were made and why they were made and what the artist wanted to get across with them.
Because I was gonna say, I mean, the electric guitar is something that everybody contributed to. Like, there's like little moments in history where they added a spec or they added like this little thing to it and that. But we just chose the most like significant moments of when they really like started pushing boundaries with it. And as far as the artists, we found quotes, interviews, which is for Green Day, we found a really great interview that kind of goes in depth about the song, and we just really like that. When it comes directly from the artist itself, you know you're getting it like the best information you possibly can. So that's what we liked about that.
What did you, in the process of researching, what did you learn that surprised you the most?
Well, like it was like the electric guitar has been around for such a long time. I couldn't have guessed it was from 1890. We both thought it was from like mid 1900s. I mean, from what we researched, that does kind of make sense because that's when they, like I said, started mass producing it. But to think that it even started back in 1890, let alone by a U.S. Navy officer, I couldn't have guessed that. I thought that was really neat.
I thought it was really interesting, like learning about the histories around like each song. Like I didn't know Revolution 1 was about Vietnam War, or that Green Day was singing about like the George Bush administration and stuff.
What about opposing views? Every time there's a new breakout in music, there's lots of people who think it's not a good idea. You kind of mentioned it with the manager of the Beatles. Was there any other opposition you came across?
Yeah, so for like Green Day, a lot of people don't really like Green Day, specifically the song American Idiot, because it uses some like, I guess, vulgar language as far as to describe the state that our country really was in, as he puts it at the time. He says a lot of people didn't really like how they were speaking out about it. I mean, they had just gone through like one of the worst like terrorist attacks of all time, and now he's out here, and a lot of people just thought he was adding to the chaos. But no, he really just wanted to tell people to wake up and we need to get moving again so we can start making this country great like it's supposed to be.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your historical argument? I love the quote you said at the very end, music has always been a way to express how we feel. So tell us more about your argument and how the electric guitar differentiates from other forms of music.
Well, I would say that for the electric guitar, it's just, one thing we did actually put in this is that it spans different genres. It's something that the electric guitar itself is able to cover just a wide topic of different genres. A lot of other instruments can't do that, like the piano can't do that. But the electric guitar spans between like rock, metal, to punk rock, and even to jazz, and all these way different, like contrasting genres. And we think it's really cool just how adaptable it is for everyone, because anybody can use it and they can add to their genre, and it just helps so many people in that way.
And I think it really like feeds into the right of free speech. Without the electric guitar, I feel like rock wouldn't be a thing, and so people won't be able to speak out against it, like American Idiot, and use their voice as well.
Tell us more about the theme, because you just brought up the rights. Tell us more about how this topic connects to your theme.
Well, people use their rights of free speech and to like speak up and like tell people about an issue, and they can also help become, and it's really our responsibility as citizens to do that.
That's what's really cool. Like looking up to people who are like Billy Joel Armstrong, the lead singer of Green Day. He feels like it's such a responsibility. He sees stuff within this country that needs to be addressed, and he's so like outspoken about it. He's a really cool guy for that. I feel like 'cause he doesn't care what other people are going to think. There's no point, because you have to say something, because it's better that you say something and that something actually gets done from it than not saying it and there's no chance that it's going to happen anyway. Like you have to say it, and there's a chance that you can make a change for the better, and that's what these people realize.
You said that about Lennon too in the very beginning.
Last question. Is there anything that you want to share with us or tell us from that you weren't able to in either your performance or through Q&A?
Yeah, I feel like this is a really cool, I think. It just shows that these songs stand the test of time. During one of our research, we actually found a news article that was reporting on Green Day, and they looked back on the album, the single, and everything that's gone past since then. But they also like reflect on a live performance that they just went to, and they just adapted that song, Green Day, used American Idiot, and it was in a controversial way, but he used it describing today's topics. He was addressing Donald Trump, but besides the point of how anybody reacted to that, it's just showing that they're still using that song today. Songs like those today, they stand the test of time, and people are still using it as a way to, get what they think out into the world and what they think about modern issues. It's still being used, and I thought that was really cool.
I thought it was cool about Revolution 1 that John Lennon actually recorded like so many different versions, and then there's like a more like harder rock